Men need their women to initiate more. All right, we're going to talk about it. Ladies, I want you guys to comment down below. Do you guys feel like you initiate in your relationship? And fellas, do you feel like your lady initiates as much as you would like, right? We're going to get into all of the nuances, all of the different reasons why people may not and why people should and should they. Now, I mean, things of that nature, all right? So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, turn my post notification, all that good stuff. If you're a new viewer, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I post every single day except for Saturday. Sunday, we do a scripture reading, all right? And if you're a returning viewer, make sure you hit that like button. If you already hit the like button, don't forget to hit the hype button. Without further ado, man, let's get into this.
Talk about this. Me and my partner was talking about initiation. My partner, he wants me to initiate when it comes more to sex. Making him feel like he's wanted, whatnot. Get it, 1,000%. As a woman, it's not my intention to make my man feel any less than wanted.
Yeah.
But I think we lose sight that men and women are different. Our genetic makeup is different. How we go about things is obviously different. But of course, it's going to be different in the asset of sex or in the realm of sex, anything physical. Men can be having a hard day, for example, and they'll be like, man, some coochie would make my day better, right? And please, if you're a man on here watching this, I'm not fucking lying, bro. Go ahead and make a comment.
Yeah.
So a man can use sex to ease their stress. There's women out there like that, but I'm not going to say it's a majority of women. No. Men use sex to decompress. Some women do. But a lot of us women, in order to even want to get into that state mentally, we have to already be there mentally. If we want to get to that state physically, we have to be there mentally.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm grateful that I have a man that's paying the bills and taking care of everything. He goes to...
All right, before she goes to that next topic, I do kind of understand what she's saying, because as men, we do, I think there's different experiences in the bed. You can sit here and think you're having the same experience every single time, but it's not always the same experience. I don't know, about y'all, but I kind of understand after a long day of work, ladies, y'all might not want to get drilled through the mattress. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand. Like your body may already be tired and now you get pounded through the mattress and you just wanted to take a nap, but you got a little bit of cheek showing. So now your husband is hitting you with one of these. You know what I mean? You do the little, the booty tap back, you know what I mean? And now you go pound town through the mattress. So I do understand it. You had a hard day, you got a headache, and this nigga is sitting here beating your shit in. Like, I do understand that.
To work, he gets up. I get up. I do some work. Like I'm taking care of my kid. I'm doing grocery shopping. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. To even want to get into that state mentally, we have to already be there mentally.
You skipped the part. Hold on.
If we want to get to that state physically, we have to be there mentally. But for me, I'm grateful that I have a man that's paying the bills and taking care of everything. He goes to work. He gets up. I get up, I do some work, like I'm taking care of my kid, I'm doing grocery shopping, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning. Sometimes, as a woman, from my standpoint, men can have a break. Sometimes going to work is a fucking break. It's an escape from your reality of dealing with what you have to deal with on your daily basis at home. Going to work can be an escape for that, because sometimes work is more peaceful than home. I'm speaking as a woman that's obviously been on both sides of the coin.
Again, I'm a very understanding person. I understand what she's saying, but that's not most situations. Most situations, first of all, because again, I'm somebody that has done both as well. When you're going to work, you are dealing with your reality. This is something you have to do that most likely you don't want to do. You're dealing with people that you have to deal with, not people you want to deal with. You're possibly trying to impress somebody that there's no real payout for you. You know what I mean? I will say this. I think the issue is us men don't complain enough. We don't actually tell you how many times we just had to, no diddy, we just had to suck it up. You know, that was crazy. Yeah, let me use another word. Y'all give me a pass. That was so crazy. All right, I'm gonna use another word. We just had to put our pride to the side. Yo, my side hurt today. I'm sorry. Oh man. Doing this is so funny sometimes, but yeah, man, like how many times we just had to put our pride to the side and just keep it pushing. You know what I mean? Like the day may have been horrible. You talking about being at home with the kids. I completely understand kids, and she said kids could definitely be a headache, but I just want to give a little bit of perspective to that. If you have little kids, it's a lot. Now, I mean, I have 2 little ones. It is a lot. But now that I have 2, I'm like, dang, one would be so much easier to manage because you can actually have a system. That's the thing. At home, you can have systems. At work, you have systems, but you're more so operating at somebody else's beat. You know what I mean? You're constantly trying to impress and work for some higher up that you don't really even care for. That it's not really in your control. That's what I'm trying to say when you're at work. At home, you create the right systems, things can go a lot smoother. Let me give you another one. Kids get older. Kids wind up going to daycare. Kids wind up going to school. So now, as a stay-at-home mom, once the kid go to daycare, you're at home. Now what? As a stay-at-home mom, once the kids are old enough to go to school, you're at home. Now what? So yes, you are at home, and right now it may be tough. But yeah, both of y'all are still working. He's still gonna be working past when the kid has to go to daycare. Now, we're talking about her right now, so it's a completely different conversation, how she feels right now in the moment. I do want to be sympathetic of what she's going through at the moment. But as far as comparing, because I've heard this conversation before, like, who has it the worst, that stay-at-home mom or the guy that has to go to work? And I'm like, most women that I used to work with used to wish that instead of waking up every morning to do these reports for this random ass white man, they could be at home spending more time with their kids. And don't get me wrong, it is a stressful job. It is not something that I just look past. But comparing it to say, oh, when you go to work, you get a break. You're changing diapers. He's a plumber, and he's changing toilets with grown folk shit in it. He's doing construction, carrying lumber, and his back hurts. He's just not complaining about it. He's a cop. He's putting his life on the line every day. He's just coming home acting like the shit is normal. They had no safety harness today at work, but he still had to finish the job. And then he came back. He did all of this physical labor. Granted, you were at home changing diapers and you were, doing the milk. But he's coming home and he's just acting normal. Or maybe he's a little tired. So when we compare it as if it's the same, a stay-at-home mom has the same experience as a dude that's at work. Now, if he's just a sit-down guy at work, he's a manager or something like that, and it is a laid-back job, this is completely different. But in most situations, dudes are just A and B workers. Real quick, I want to give a special shout out to my subscriber. His Instagram is Fathrito. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to put it on the screen. But basically, I've been telling y'all how to make money playing games on your phone. And the brother sent me some screenshots. He made $104 in earnings the other day. It looks like he right now is currently at $191. Listen, I already told you about Mandy Slim Goody T. I believe that's her Instagram. I'm gonna put her information on the screen as well. The DMs that she sent me. I told y'all people are really making money playing games on their phone. All right? People are even leaving comments and saying, I thought this was a scam. It's not a scam, y'all. Try it out for yourself. Click the link in the description below or the link in the comment section. All right? These apps, they're literally paying people just to play games on your phone. It's extremely simple. Some of the options is even just reviewing a Netflix show, things of that nature. But just sign up, see what's available, constantly go back and just check it out because you can easily make an extra $100 just doing this. or $200, depending on how much money you want to make. But y'all, try it out for yourself. These are real life people getting real life results. And if you catch yourself making money, send me your screenshots on Instagram and I'll give you a shout out next. All right, let's get back to the video.
Times, do I wish I could just go to a 9 to 5 and that just be it? Hell yeah. But my job lasts 25/8. There's no fucking break. I don't get a break being a mom and making sure my household is upkept. I don't get a break on that. But sometimes, again, me speaking from having experienced both sides of the coin, a lot of men and a lot of people, once they go to work and leave that house, they get a fucking break. They get a fucking break. Whereas those stay-at-home moms, where everybody wants to think that being a stay-at-home mom is easy.
Nah, I don't think it's easy.
This is a fucking position that you probably wouldn't want to apply for. There's no pay. You work.
The payoff is your child's well-being. Like, all your expenses are being taken care of. So financially, you don't really need for much financially. But the payoff is you get to be the first person to watch your kid grow. That's a huge payoff.
Overtime, there's actually no fucking breaks. Like, and all of this, you're giving.
Yeah, your kids must be very young. Your kid, I think your kid, because those first couple of months, yeah, it is a lot. You know what I mean? But the older your kid gets, they take longer naps. You know what I mean? Dads, I will say, definitely help your wife once you get home. But ladies, I just want y'all to understand this. Because again, I don't think men have these type of conversations enough. Going to work is physically demanding. Being at home, don't get me wrong, with the kids can be very mentally demanding. Your body is extremely exhausted by the time you come home for work. And now to go straight into the mental exhaustion, you know what I mean, of the kids crying and the kids, you know, I would have to say the physical and the mental drainingness is a lot higher than the mental drainingness when you can have a system at home. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to diminish what stay-at-home moms do. But I don't think us men talk about our experiences enough. Now, I mean, trying to fit in the box for everybody. You know what I mean? And again, that's our child too. So yes, we do have to take care of our child too. Fellas, no way, no shape or form am I saying you come home and you just neglect your wife or neglect your kids. I am not saying that. You know what I mean? But going from work, which is physically and mentally demanding, to coming home to where it's mentally demanding because your kids, they need and they want and you need and you want, and you just got done needing and wanting from or feeding into other people's needs and wants at work, it can be a lot. Know what I mean? So where you say, you know, it's a 24-hour job or 25-hour job, I do understand. You know what I mean? But I do think parenting is a lot easier when you have a system. You know what I mean? But again, I'm not diminishing what she's saying because I do understand. It is a lot.
Like you cook, you clean, you making sure the household good, you doing all the shopping, you running here, you running there. Mentally, I'm so drained that I can't even get into the mood of wanting to do anything sexual. I don't. I haven't been in that mood for quite some time because I'm not. I'm not free. I don't have a break. I'm tired. I'm pouring from an empty cup. And I know our men can say this as well. And I definitely get that. And this is where conversations need to be had. Because definitely. If as a woman, I should be more initiating when it comes to sex and making my man feel wanted and whatnot, which I obviously can do better in because obviously he's told me I need to initiate more in sex. Well, my opposition to him was, well, I initiate in the conversations. Because when it comes to communicating, I'm going to start that. So just like I initiate in conversations, I initiate cooking and cleaning, I initiate the grocery shopping, I initiate this, I initiate that.
She sounds like she doesn't get a break. That's what this sounds like. All right, fellas, do not undermine how much work it is to deal with the kids all day. It is a lot. I know I've been saying what I've been saying, but I think we're equally tired. Yeah, I mean, I think we're equally tired. Um, do not undermine how much work it is at home. Give your wife a break. Now, I mean, let her just go out and just be her. Just sit with the kid. I know you're gonna be tired, but she needs that break as well. You know what I mean? She needs that time to just not hear crying as well. You know what I mean? That is a real thing. And if not, she will burn out. And once she burns out, she dries out. And now you sitting there in your hand by yourself in the bathroom. All right. So definitely, here's the thing, man. When it comes to marriage, and I think when it comes to healthy relationships, you do have to put your pride to a side a lot. You have to put your tiredness to the side a lot. You have to put how you feel to the side. I ain't gonna say a lot, but a lot. And just consider your person for a second. Not as your person, but as a person. You know what I mean? And so what I mean by that is, let me just give her let me just take the kids off her hands. She's been doing a lot. You know what I mean? Let me just give her a whole day where she could just be her, go out, go get her nails done, go meet with her friends. She needs it. She needs it. Just as a person, I could tell she needs it. She's operating, she's operating as if she's good because she has a system, but maybe she needs a break from her system. Because now, one point that I did not talk about is we do get days off. Now, I mean, dudes that work 9 to 5s, they get days off. You don't get a day off as a parent, as a stay-at-home mom. You don't. You know what I mean? Which is why, fellas, I'm not somebody that thinks you should just be, once you get home, it's just okay, completely just neglect my family. Nah, you need to be helping around the crib too. If she cooking, at least wash the dishes. You know what I mean? At least clean up after she cooked. You know what I mean? If she's too tired, go ahead and throw something in the air fryer. You know, I definitely believe in those things. I don't believe it's just, well, you're a stay-at-home mom, so you have to do this. That's not how healthy marriages work. They don't work that deep into the system. You still have to see a person as a person. Give them a break. Know what I mean? Let me help. Let's help each other. Let's communicate. And then you'll see she's starting to feel like herself again. She starts feeling cute again because she's probably not feeling cute no more. You know what I mean? And now she's initiating. So I definitely think, fellas, we need to consider that as well.
I guess initiating sex is the last on my mind because sex isn't on my mind. Sex is not going to make me feel better in this. Versus with men, sex can be the stress reliever that they need. But for a woman, it's not relieving my stress. It's not. For a woman, it's feeling like almost like an added task. And I hate to sound like that because that's not how it should sound, but it
It's
almost
such an
does feel
interesting
like an added
conversation.
task, which is also another reason why I'm like, damn, are relationships even something good to be in? Because I am a deep thinker. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to have somebody else in a relationship with you feeling like their needs aren't being met, but you don't want to be in a relationship where you feel like you're pouring from an empty cup.
She has a lot of accountability. I appreciate that.
Aren't relationships fun? Aren't they? I think this is the biggest issue because we don't want to have these real conversations. We don't want to have these conversations because these can get tough. I mean, yesterday, this is when me and my partner was having this conversation. You need to initiate more. He said you need to blitz me. And by all means, I'm a woman. My man is fine. I definitely want my man. But on my list of things of taking care of, initiating sex is the last on my list because I feel like I'm initiating in everything else. I want to make sure like he's healthy, he's good, the house is upkept. Like I want to make sure of all of those things. And
Well, I think this is where the conversation goes into love languages, because sometimes we could be speaking in our own language, thinking that we're giving the proper love to our partner that they'll receive, but maybe this is not where they feel the most loved. Now, I mean, maybe your man feels appreciated when you show him that sexual energy. Now, I mean, and that's how he communicates with you. With the only person he can have that energy with, he needs that from you. You know what I mean? Whereas you're like, okay, well, I'm gift giving, and I'm here on time, and quality time and all this. And he's like, yeah, but this is the language that really matters to me too, though. Now, I mean, because I don't think we talk about this enough. I can only get this urge, this want. I can only get this from one place. That's you. There's only one place I can get this urge right here, this want, this level of, ooh, like, that's from you. Quality time, you can spend quality time with a family member. Gift giving, you could get that from a parent. What else is there? Quality time, gift giving, words of affirmation. You could get that from anywhere. Yeah, I mean, somebody just compliment you on the street. But this right here is like a sacred bond that only we share. And it's almost like it helps us just stay connected. Now, I think what her problem is, and not been her problem, but she seems like she's a little bit disconnected from herself right now. You know what I mean? From even being like in tune with that side of her, because she's so external. You know what I mean? She's so, what does this person need? What does that person need? Oh, let me go get that. Let me go. All right, where's the baby? All right. And then he comes home and he's like, all right, let me decompress. He's decompressing. She's still, where's the baby? And where's this? And where's that? And you know what I mean? And nowhere, at no time was she able to sit down and just, all right, whew, all right, let me catch up on a TV show. Ooh, I'm feeling a little tingly. There go my husband over there. Wah. Damn, now she running to the room to go get the baby. That's when you need to go get the baby. Like, hey, nah, let me just let her relax. All right, let me go get the baby. I need her to, let it boil up. So then hopefully, later on, she feeling like herself. Get busy.
I kind of have no choice but to, because who else is going to do it? But once I'm already doing all of that, and if you're the one initiating all of that all the time, of course there's going to be something that falls by the wayside. And I hate for it to be that, because it's not that I don't want you, or not that we as women don't want our men, but we're fucking tired. We're tired. I'm sorry that I'm not initiating sex. That doesn't mean I don't want you, though. So now that brings me to the point where...
But again, as a man that says something to us, ladies, y'all can sit here and beat this dead horse all y'all want. It's just like when you're on your cycle, and we just have to understand that this is your nature, that your emotions are going to be up and down, and we have to just deal with it. It's the same way as our nature. Now, I mean, our sexual energy with our partner, like experiencing that sexual energy, makes us feel wanted as a man. I mean, there's a point in time where we're gonna be like, damn, like she don't really like, damn, is there something wrong with me or something? Like maybe she don't really like it like that. Damn, like what's going on? Maybe I ain't really looking as good as I thought. This is the conversation we have with ourselves. You know what I mean? So I always say, when you're dealing with a woman, as a man, when you're dealing with a woman, I'm not gonna understand everything. But I'm not supposed to. You know what I mean? I'm not a woman. So there's certain things that I'm like, okay, she's being a woman. Like this is the part where I'm a man, she's a woman, and we're not gonna see this the same way. But I am a man that's married to a woman, so I still have to figure out how to deal with this. Or I still have to figure out how to meet in the middle with this. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like, and I think the whole y'all's nature, you having a cycle every month, is similar. It's something that men, we will never understand. We will never understand the cramps y'all get. We will never. But as a good man, even though you don't understand, you'll still comfort her. You know what I mean? You'll still whatever you got to do to this moment. You know what I mean? So that's the way I see it. And I know somebody gonna see it as a weird comparison, but it is. It's in our nature. It's something that we really like. It's something that makes us feel really good. You know, we don't know why. We just do. So when it's taken away from us, we question, well, what is wrong with us? You know what I mean? Well, what is wrong with me? And for you, on your side, you're like, oh, I don't even look at it like that. Like it's not that deep to me. I'm just tired, which is why I think conversations are so important. So people aren't left feeling like, oh, I'm not wanted. So you're not thinking everything's good and he's sitting there moping. That's why open conversations are so important. Like, how are you feeling, about us sexually? Well, honestly, from the woman's point of view, I've been tired. I ain't even been thinking about that. Okay. And as a man, that'll feel better. That'll feel a lot better. Okay. All right. Well, at least I know it ain't me. Yeah, I mean, now how can we get you to the point where, that's back on the table? Well, I just need more time to myself. And she may not be the type of woman to say it, but you should just know if she's feeling tired, then yes, she needs time to herself. Now, I mean, so take that extra time. Now, I mean, after work, if you tired, get your kids. You know what I mean? Get your kids, especially if you want your wife to be feeling like her sexy self. You know what I mean? This is the trade-off. This is the meeting in the middle. Start washing the dishes too. The load might be a lot for her, which is why the conversation is important. Okay, so there's a heavy load on you. This is how you feel. Okay, cool. All right. And you may say to yourself, well, I mean, you should want it and all this. Again, I have to go back to the nature. Women have periods and we don't understand them things. We don't fully understand what the hell's going on with them. We just experience this new person one week out the month and we accept it. So understand that our experiences are not always going to be the same. What you hear on the internet is not always going to be exactly what it is. Oh, well, there's other girls that they yearning for that. Everybody's different, especially women. You know what I mean? Their bodies operate different. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about from each other and all that. You know what I mean? And as a man, as a heterosexual man, you have to understand that. You know what I mean? But again, conversations are important, so everybody's needs is met. That's the way I see it.
What is the true purpose of relationships?
Oh gosh.
I feel like we're supposed to be in a relationship to equally yoke each other, to have somebody to have these beautiful experiences with, and just add some light to somebody's
She watching
life.
Pop the Balloon.
Sorry, pop the balloon in the back. But we're not there to be your infinite happiness. We're not there to, replace the work that you need to do for yourself, to give you the love that you don't want to give to yourself. And not saying that's like what it is, but I'm just saying. But it makes you feel like sometimes relationships, and I don't want to say it like that because they are worth it. But is it worth the expectation? When you get into a relationship, expectation is automatically set damn near. Is being in a relationship worth the expectation of having to give yourself until you can't give anymore? Or is the point?
I think the door the door of are you with the right person is starting to open, because it shouldn't get this far. Like and postpartum is a thing too. So that I don't know how far, how old her kid is and all that. But again, something we won't understand, but something they experience. So I give them grace for it. But for it to go this far into is relationships even worth being in? Like I mean, I could only speak for myself. Well, I still love the person I'm with. You know what I mean? I still enjoy the person I'm with. Like, and I think that's when you got to ask that question. Like, okay, if you're not feeling evenly yoked, how can you feel evenly yoked? Can we sit down and talk about how? Because you're evenly yoked and the pop the balloon girls evenly yoked is completely different from, know what I mean, from your experience. They're completely different. So y'all might be operating in something that feels even, like, all right, this, I'm working, you're at home, we're even. That might be what your man thinks. Sit down, have a conversation. You know what I mean? Because the right person will understand you and want you to be your best self so y'all can experience y'all best and y'all will get there. Know what I mean? Y'all will figure out how to make steps into that direction. That's what I believe. For the right person.
To really be partners and like where you see somebody's tired, the other one picks up. Or do you have to crash out and burn every time before you can get that notice? I don't know, man. I want to be the best partner I can to my partner. But obviously, I know there's things that I need to work on. But as a woman in my position right now, it's honestly about giving back to myself in order to be able to give to my partner, because
that's real.
I have nothing left. And
that's real.
Men and other women that see this and go through the same thing, it's not that we don't want our men. Sometimes we're really fucking crashing and burning, and we're just trying to hold it together. Because what the woman does is literally like, we hold everything we put it and hold it together. That's what it seemed like women be fucking doing. And we always doing that. So yeah, we motherfucking die. We motherfucking die. And then, of course, I know there's a gripe where men can be like, well, there's so many things that there's other people that's always going to do something other. There's always something. There's always motherfucking something.
Perspectives.
But I just wanted to speak on this topic because I just want to fucking be realistic. I don't know. Bless y'all.
I think she handled this perfectly. You know what I mean? It's very honest. Surprised you putting this on the internet. Every time I see a video like this, I'm like, damn, I wonder what the nigga said when he watched this. Like, I wonder what he said when he watched this. But I like the different perspective. It seems like she really wants to do better, but she's just being accountable, for how she feels and what she's going through. I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah, I mean, I just think that we all are going through something, but she hit the nail on the head when she said this. And fellas, this is very true. We don't need as much to get it up. We don't. You know what I mean? She just hopped out the shower and she put lotion on her legs. That's it. I'm good. What's next? I'm exhausted, but this is going to give me the best nap of my life. Yeah, I mean, hey. Her, on the other hand, I go back to nature. It's not that simple for her. It's a lot more mental for her. I'm gonna show you how unmental it is a lot of times for men. It ever stood up, like, this is a dope conversation. It ever stood up and you wasn't even thinking about nothing crazy? You might have just seen something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, she just walked out the shower. You ain't even had that kind of thought. You just so happened to catch a little gleam of, like, her thigh and the light in the room bounce off the lotion on her leg, and out of nowhere, you just, like, you know what I mean? And you like, oh, hey, all right, let me just sit here. This is inappropriate. You know what I mean? You don't even have to think too much. It's just in your nature to just, it's easy. You know what I mean? You know how they be saying better easy? Like, we easy. Like, we not easy. But some of y'all niggas easy. But for a woman, a lot of it is mental. You know what I mean? That's their nature. Getting them there mentally, really warming her up, giving her that mental break so her mind isn't in other places while you want her to be here with you. These are things you have to consider when you are in a marriage, in a relationship. You have to consider every way you are is not how this person is. She's a woman, I'm a man. I want to be with a woman. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, guys, we beg our women to be so logical to the point you gotta tell yourself, I don't want a man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want a woman. Women are emotional. They're very emotional. A lot of their ways is from emotions. Part of being with a woman is understanding she's going to be more emotional than I am. I need to get her emotions into a certain place more than I would have to for mine. You know what I mean? So there's definitely a conversation that could be had in this. I love this conversation, though. Comment down below. What do y'all think about this? Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications. This is definitely one of those conversations that it'll never be one way, one size fits all. This is definitely one of those conversations. For example, what I talked about early on about the guy that goes to work and comes home, and then the woman that's at home with the kids. I guess my biggest thing with the guy that goes to work and the woman that's at home with the woman that's at home with the kids, that's a temporary experience. You know what I mean? It's not going to stop, but it's going to get easier. When the kids get older, you teach them how to clean. You know what I mean? You teach them how to clean after themselves and wash themselves and put their own clothes on and use the bathroom. And, you know, it is definitely a trial until then. I do not take anything away from that. And she looked like she's in the early stages. You know what I mean? And then for that man, he still has to do 20 years building up that retirement, still dealing with that job, putting the lumber on the back. You know what I mean? Walking up the, you know, like, so conversations just need to be had. Because at the end of the day, we're all having different experiences, and nobody should look at somebody else's experience and be like, well, yours is easier than mine. No, how is that experience for you? I think that's true love. Put me in your shoes. Although I can think about it and be like, it sounds easier, I'm not in your shoes. So how does it feel for you? How can I make it easier for you? What would make you feel like you? That's love. Get to hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications and all that good stuff, man. And if you want to make some extra money just playing games on your phone, all you got to do is click the link in the description below, link in the comment section. These apps literally paying people just to play games on your phone. Hey, man, look, I've been thinking and debating. I may or may not take next week off. Y'all know next week is my birthday week. More than likely, I'll take like Wednesday to Monday off or something like that. Because my birthday is on Friday, I believe, next week. So, but a break is needed. I've been feeling a little bit burned out lately. Know what I mean? And it's the end of the month anyway. So whatever I did this month is what I did this month, you know, as far as like, you know, numbers. But I just want to let y'all know, just warn y'all that I may take a little break. You know what I mean? Because burnout is real. I post every single day except for Saturdays. Because Sundays we do a scripture read. Until next time, y'all, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie. I'm out of here, man.